As a coroner investigator, my work includes identifying the deceased, inventorying personal property, locating and notifying next of kin, gathering scene facts, and coordinating with law enforcement and the mortuary.
Hi, my name is Echo Delargy. I'm a coroner investigator for the Clark County Office of the Coroner Medical Examiner. The medical examiner works here in the coroner's office. They don't go out to scenes like the coroner investigator does. So when the coroner investigator goes to a scene, they gather information for the medical examiner. That's why we call ourselves the eyes and ears of the medical examiner. The types of deaths that we investigate include natural deaths, homicides, suicides, accidents, any type of death that occurs outside of a hospital setting. And we gather information from any family members, witnesses that might be there.
So we are on the way to a 70-year-old male. According to the officer, it appears to be a natural death. There's no family present. Probably a friend or a neighbor maybe called in a welfare check, so the police responded after and found the occupant deceased. So we're heading over there and we will see what's going on. Taking a picture of the door so we can have the apartment number. So I'll just be impounding small items of value, wallet, keys, cell phone. Sometimes the phone is helpful to find next of kin. There's no family on scene to give us like a health history, and we find prescription medications. That's very helpful for us to know what type of medical conditions they might have had. Our decedent was decomposed, so with those cases, sometimes it's hard to get them positively identified. Sometimes we're able to get fingerprints, sometimes we're not, or they don't have fingerprints on file. And then there's other ways, dental, x-rays, there's all kinds of different ways to identify people, but sometimes none of that's available. So we try to look for pieces of mail within the residence that show their name and address of the person that supposedly lives here. I just like to document the temperature of the residence.
We do go on calls where there is no family present, no friends present, no one for us to speak to regarding the deceased. But then when we come back to the office, we're making phone calls, we're trying to reach family to notify them of the death, to get more information about the deceased, their health history, circumstances, prior to their death. The time we do spend with the deceased is very small in comparison to the time we spend with the living. Therefore, your communication skills have to be on point.
We have a decedent here. He was found outside yesterday morning. Nothing suspicious. We need to have him positively identified. So we have some family here who they're going to view his identification card to positively identify him that way. And then as soon as that's done, then I will release his property that we impounded. We impound personal items that are of value on the scene of the death. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to the family now.
We're talking to people on the worst day of their life a lot of times. They've lost a loved one. You just have to have compassion, be sensitive when you speak to them. We do try to be straightforward when we talk to families. I've gotten teary-eyed lots of times on different cases, depending on what's going on with the family and the circumstances. But you have to keep your composure to a certain extent. We rely on each other heavily here to get through our days sometimes, because honestly, unless you work here, it's hard to understand. And then I always say, with this job, you kind of gotta leave everything at the door when you leave. Like, you gotta turn it off. You can't go home and think about it. It's one of those type of jobs. The thing I love most about being a coroner investigator is dealing with families, helping them get through what's sometimes the worst day of their life, getting them answers regarding their loved one's death, and just being there for support and compassion, and just helping them to get through the process that a lot of times they've never had to deal with.